Hi everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel, So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So today's vlog is going to be all about my makes that I made during autumn, and I've had quite a productive autumn. I've got 6 garments to show you and 3 other items that I've made as well. So I firstly just want to say hello to anybody who is new here, and thank you ever so much for joining me on my channel today. If you have subscribed, that's amazing, thank you ever so much. And if you haven't and do watch me regularly, then please do subscribe, it would mean the world to me. I have just reached over 2,000 subscribers, and like I said in one of my previous vlogs, I would like to do a giveaway to say thank you ever so much for supporting me. And so I'm going to do that in the new year, just because I have a little bit more time to get that sorted out. What I'm planning to do is to make some of those pattern weights that I made out of the Fimo clay. So I'll be making some of those in the new year, and then I'll upload a vlog ready to get the giveaway going really. So if you, like I say, if you haven't clicked that icon, please do so and tick the bell so you know when I upload any new videos. So I shall get straight stuck into then what I've been making, and the first thing I'm going to show you is a little cardigan that I was knitting earlier this year. I think in February I showed you it on the needles, but I've now finished it, and it's just this all-in-one knitted little girl's cardigan. It's for a baby of an age of about 6 months. Although I will say that this pattern does come up fairly small. I've made quite a few in the past to give as presents to friends for their babies. I haven't actually put the buttons on as yet. It has 3 buttons that just need to go around the top, around this yoke section here, so just 3 there, and then it sort of stays open at the bottom. And this wool that I've used is a double knit wool, and I got it from Wilko's a while ago. It does knit up fairly small, I think, because of the wool. It is quite a thin double knit, so I suppose it would depend on the thickness of the wool and also the size needles that you use. I think I was just using a size 4 needle for this, which is a UK size 4. I'm not sure what that is in American terms, but it's really, really easy to make. It has no seams at all, so there's no sewing up. It's literally knitted from the top down all in one, and it makes these lovely little cap sleeves, and you could, you know, put that over a little vest top on a little girl. So that's lovely. So I'll be keeping hold of that to give to somebody who has a little girl in the future. I'm not sure if any of my friends will, because we've kind of all done that now, but my sister-in-law, she did have her 4th baby this year, but it was a boy, so that isn't really colour suitable for a boy, and also the style as well, it is a little bit more of a girl's kind of one. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you. Second thing is this pom-pom wreath, and I absolutely love this. I can't take credit for the design at all. I actually took inspiration from Angela of Devon Threadtales. If you've not come across her channel before, I'll link it down below so you can check her out. She's got a lovely YouTube channel, and her daughter is really crafty. I think quite a few of her daughters are crafty, and she made this pom-pom wreath, and I basically copied her design. I think what she'd done is stuck the pom-poms onto a polystyrene ring, which you can get from craft retailers, but I decided to use a wire coat hanger, and I think it's quite effective. I mean, it's not traditional Christmas colours, but I just used what wool I had, and my mum obviously, she also gave me some as well because she knits, and then I just bought the ribbons in town just to put around the top sort of 2 pom-poms like that, and the wire coat hanger, obviously I've just bent over the top of it, and I'll put that on my internal door downstairs because it's not suitable to be on the outside door because it would get absolutely soaking. Yeah, and I just made the pom-poms with the Clover Pom Pom Maker. If you've not heard of one of those before, I'll link details down below, and I'll also insert a picture. And I just think it's really effective. It's just something a little bit different. So yeah, I'm really, really happy for that, and I can't wait to put it up when we start doing our decorations for Christmas, because we usually put them up about 2 weeks before Christmas. I know some people do it from the beginning of December, but yeah, we just do it a little bit later. So yeah, really like that. So thank you, Angela, for showing off your daughter's creation. It's amazing. And then I actually had my friend who lives a few doors down from me, Anna. You probably heard me mention her before because I've made some garments for her. Her friend was getting rid of some sewing machines, and she didn't want anything for them, and I said, yes, I'll definitely take them off your hands. So I've got 3 new sewing machines off her. I mean, they're not new, they're really quite old. I think there's one sort of basic model which is, they're all electronic, but I think one might have been adapted to be have a motor on it. It might have been one that you didn't use with a motor. I'm not really sure. I haven't actually had a go on them properly yet. But I couldn't let them just go to a charity shop. I thought, no, if I ever wanted to teach sewing or, you know, have a friend around to do some sewing, they've not got a sewing machine, then at least I've got some spares. And I know a couple of them are quite old, but they are still good machines. You know, I've got an old Singer as well, and that's really good for free motion sort of embroidery. It just does it really well. So I did feel quite bad, like not giving her any money for them. And so I just asked her, you know, would you like me to make anything for you? And she said, yes, actually, if you wouldn't mind, I would like you to make some pass the parcel bags. And I said, oh, right. You know, I was quite shocked. I was expecting a garment or something. But she said, yeah, I want to have it so that they're reusable, basically. So instead of throwing away, obviously, wrapping paper and saving on waste, she asked me to make these bags. Now, I wasn't really sure what sizes to do. So she did send me a Facebook sort of link on WhatsApp of where she'd seen somebody making some. And I copied sort of the sizes, so I'll link down below as well, or list down below the sizes of what I've made. So if you are interested in ever doing these, then you could go ahead and do that. I have to say they weren't the most enjoyable thing to make. I do prefer just making clothes, and also the smaller bags were pretty hard to get under my sewing machine foot and to make a nice neat sort of hem around them, and I added Velcro, and so I'm not overly happy with the smaller ones. They're, you know, when you're giving them to somebody else as well, you like things to be perfect. So they're not very perfect in my eyes. So the smallest is this small. So you can see I've had to put that under my sewing machine foot to add the Velcro, and my sewing is not very neat at all. Look at that. I'm appalled at it, actually, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure she's not going to really care that much as I do. And then the biggest one is this big, like that. So like I say, I will put the sizes down below, and then I'll show you them sort of, they just go down in size. So there's quite a few. Ooh. And then the smallest one it's the size which fits a credit card. So you would basically have the prize as a gift card, and then in every other layer you just put obviously a little sweetie, and I've put the Velcro on there, so obviously the sweet doesn't come flying out. I don't know if I was to ever make these again, I probably would suggest maybe doing a drawstring top. That would be a lot easier than trying to sort of put Velcro on, especially on the smaller bags, or just don't go down that small if you don't intend to use a gift card. But there are people selling these online for quite a lot of money, so it is definitely worthwhile making some to save on waste. So yeah, quite a good little project, so I hope she's going to be happy with those. She did provide the fabric for me, and it is just like a cheap poly cotton, really thin, really see-through, so it wasn't the nicest to work with. I would probably use a quilting cotton. That's what I would recommend anyway. Yeah, so I suppose you could use snaps as well, but they're a bit more difficult for children to pull apart. Yeah, so that's my 3 things that are non-garments. So then what I made 6 items for myself. The first one I've actually got on, it's a Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. And if you're not familiar with the pattern, I'll just show it you here. It was one of her first patterns, I think, that she had out. So it's just like your standard tight t-shirt style. And I've done a hack to make it a slash neck. And I followed, I think her name is Angelica or Angelina. Oh, I could be wrong. Can't remember her name. She's basically got a YouTube channel called Sewn, and she's on Instagram as well. It could be Angelica. Oh, I don't know. I feel really bad for not knowing her name. I should have written it down. So I'm really sorry. But anyway, she's got quite a lot of videos on her YouTube channel, although she hasn't uploaded anything for quite a while. She has got some tutorials, and she's got a lot of sewing videos of what she's made for herself. And I followed her tutorial on how to do the slash neck, and it's worked out really well. Now the fabric I've used is from Guthrie & Garney, and it was just a remnant that they had there, sorry, in their basket. So I think there was probably about 1.5 meters, and I think in the past I have actually used just 1 meter to get the Agnes out of that. But I think with 1 meter you probably might not be able to get the long sleeves. And so I cut out 3/4 length sleeves because with it having a slash neck, I wanted it to be a little bit longer than the shorter ones and shorter than the long length. So I'll take off my cardigan so you can see in more detail. So it's got a stripe running through it. I'll try and bring it in. It's got a glittery stripe, if you can see here, a greeny kind of colour, and just a very fine green colour, and it's on a cream background. I wasn't really sure if this colour was really me. It's quite light for me, and I don't know if it washes me out a little bit, but I've put it on with my Tilling the Buttons Cleo, which is the fine needle cord one that I've lined, and I think that the extra colour helps for my skin tone, but I'm really pleased with the top overall. I mean, it's just your, whoops, it's just your bog standard, you know, t-shirt style, and I'm pleased with how the slash neck looks. I've done the size 3. I think in the past I've made a size 4 with this particular pattern. I found I had a lot of excess under my arms with the fabric, and doing the size 3 has taken that away. And this fabric was really, really stretchy because I cut out the arms just slightly shorter. They still turned out full length when I tried it on, so it's got absolutely loads of stretch in it, but it is so suitable for this pattern. I did a twin needle around the neckline. I don't know if you can see that, and that looks quite nice, but on the actual hems of the sleeves and the bottom of the top, I've just used a zigzag. You can't tell that I've used a zigzag because I've used the thread the same colour as the top. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. So it will go underneath my Cleos. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I took part in 1 week, 1 pattern, which Sewn of Sewisfaction hosted again this year. So you wear the same pattern for 7 days. And I've got 6 Cleos, so I sort of rotated those throughout the week. And I paired them mainly with Breton style sort of tops and my Blackwood cardigans. That's sort of my standard kind of look when I wear a Cleo. So I'll go on to my next make then, and this one is quite weird. Now I've made a Bolero cardigan, which is from this book called Simply Sewn by Michio Ito. And this book my sister-in-law had, and I had a flick through it one year at Christmas, and initially I didn't think it was really for me, but the more I looked at it, the more I quite liked some of the garments in there, and they are quite different to your normal style sort of patterns that you get. So the Bolero cardigan in this book, you can either do it in a jersey or in a wool fabric, and I bought a blanket from IKEA, which is like a fleece, so I decided to do that just to sort of give it a test out really, but I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, although because I have used a fleecy kind of blanket, it has given it a little bit more bounce, so it is slightly thicker. So I'm just trying to find the picture. I mean, on the back it shows you here in the jersey how they've done it, so it's just something that I wanted to make to put on around the house when I'm a little bit chilly, as our house does get fairly cold. So it's just something to put on whilst I'm messing about the house, really doing a bit of housework, that kind of thing. And then the one that's got it shows you here with the wool, which looks really, really nice. Okay, so here's the one with where she's got the wool on, so it just gives it a little bit of a different effect. It's not as bouncy on that one, I suppose. So I shall go and pop it on because it is quite a strange one. Okay, so you can see it is like literally being hugged by a blanket, and it's made literally by a sort of rectangle of fabric folded over, and then you just sew 2 cuffs which go onto the ends. I'll take this off so you can see it properly, but I'll show it you on first. It just kind of hangs down at the back, and it just sort of wraps around really. It's got these 2 little cuffs that they do kind of the way they pull in, because that's the seam line there. You'll see how it's made in a moment. But yeah, it's ever so warm, obviously because it's a fleecy blanket. And I just keep it on the back of the chair downstairs. So if I'm sat down or anything like that, I just put it on when it's a little bit nippy just to keep me warm, and it does work. So that was the idea behind it. I don't think I'll be wearing it out all that much. I did wear it one day and it was quite bulky underneath my coat. And also, I don't know, some like items it doesn't really go with. I had a dress on yesterday, which was quite a tight fitting one that I had over some sort of jegging style jeans. And that looked quite nice with that, but it doesn't really go with what I'm wearing today, I don't think. I don't know, but it's yeah, it does the job of what I wanted to do. So I'll take it off so you can see how it is made up. It's quite bizarre. Okay, so you get this rectangle of fabric that is folded over. Let me just pick it all up. Like this. And then you attach, look, the little cuffs at the ends. So you sew down the sides of the folded over piece of fabric, leaving a gap for the sleeves to be inserted. I haven't finished any of the insides, doesn't need to. So I did it on my sewing machine. I didn't use my overlocker for this. Yeah, so really pleased anyway with how that turned out. Like I say, dead warm, just what I need for when I'm sitting down. I think my sister-in-law, she made one actually, and when we were there one Christmas and we were playing games in the evening, she put it on. I said, oh, that's nice, that's really different. And that's when I obviously was introduced to the book and had a look through. Yeah, so you just go by measurements to make that. And it's a one size fits all, so it is quite small. So I wouldn't say it's a one size fits all. You just probably have to add inches onto it if you were bigger. Yeah, so okay, I'll pop on my next make then, back in a moment. Okay, so my next make is the Sew Over It Jessie Coatigan, and this is the wool that I bought when I was on at Sew Brum off the Birmingham Rag Market on the indoor section of it. And I thought this wool would be perfect for it, and I think it is so warm. I have to say, when I wear it out on a cold day, I just sort of wrap myself up in a scarf, and that's more than enough with like a, you know, some layers underneath as well. It's not a lined coatigan, so you know, you haven't got that extra sort of lining in there, but the construction of the garment itself, it was the first time I kind of done like a jacket sort of style, but obviously I've done cardigans in the past. So I got on fairly well with it. The instructions were okay. I haven't made all that many sew over it patterns before, and I do know that sometimes when they put their pictures in, they don't use the best fabrics to help you along, because they can use quite a busy print, so it's not easy to see where they're showing you the stitches, that kind of thing. So there was a couple of times that I did have to reread just to kind of find out what I was doing. The only downside to this fabric I have found is it frayed so badly. There was threads all around the house. I mean, that is quite a hazard that I have anyway with being a seamstress or a dressmaker, whatever you want to call yourself. I have threads and all sorts travelling up the stairs on my legs, and it gets on the children's clothes. They're just everywhere. But anyway, this one just frayed everywhere. The bits were coming off left, right and centre. When I was using it on my overlocker, it was like, it just needs a hoover out now. So what I did was because it's not lined, I have actually finished the inside with bias binding just to stop that fraying, because I think even if I overlocked it, there would still be a risk of those pesky threads coming out and getting on your clothes, and I don't know. I pre-washed the fabric and I just put it on a wool wash at 30 degrees and that worked fine. The only other downside to this fabric as well that I have found is it does bobble. I do have a debobbler, which is like a battery operated little shaver, and I have already used that because I have wore this quite a lot. What I did, I went with the smallest size because it is quite an oversized style coatigan, and I knew that anyway, as you can see that on the picture. So I went with the size 8 and I haven't made any changes to it at all. So this is the standard 8. So what I'll do is I'll stand back so you can see it in more detail and then come back and just talk you through a bit more about the construction. Okay, so you can see it is quite oversized. It's got pockets and it's got like this lapel. These cuffs here that you'll see that I've got there, they are actually supposed to be inside the coat, because you can actually see that I've understitched this section here, so it was supposed to be inside, but the sleeves, they did come up fairly short on me, so I decided to basically use that bit as a cuff, and I'm really pleased that I did do that because they are now just the right length. I really like the colour of this wool, and like I say, it is dead warm. Because it's not lined, I have used bias binding. So what I did was I used bias binding around the facing of the neckband, and also on the pockets, which I have just used a little catch stitch to keep those pockets in place rather than having them flapping. And then, because initially I did catch stitch them with little stitches quite close together, and you could actually see the pocket on the outside. So I didn't like that effect. So in the end, I actually just unstitched that and then just put every other sort of stitch quite spaced apart, but there's enough there to keep them in place. I didn't put bias binding along the bottom of the hem just because I ran out, and I probably would have done that, but I didn't really want to order any more. I was being a bit lazy. And I've also done it in the shoulders as well, down here. So that literally goes down there like that. I've got it on with my pink Coat Club pin, saying Me Made, which I quite like that contrast. But yeah, I really, really love this Coatigan, really pleased with it. So like I say, size 8 is oversized, but it doesn't look massive on me. So I am really pleased with it. If I was to make it again, I would probably use a fabric that wouldn't bobble. You could make it out of a Pontoroma. You could make it out of a sweatshirt in fabric. You could make it out of a boiled wool or a boucle or something. So there is quite a lot of fabrics that you could use to make this. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and it looks really nice when I have quite a thick scarf on with it, that kind of thing. So that's that one then. I shall get changed into my next couple of makes. Okay, so my next 2 makes then are both fabrics that I got whilst I was at Sew in Birmingham earlier this year. The first one is the Liberty printed fabric that I got off the rag market on the outside section. I think it was £8 a metre, and I just bought a metre, so I knew that I wanted to make an Ogden cami with it, and that is what I've done. And then this sort of coral red jersey I picked up from the fabric swap when we were at Guthrie and Garney at Sew, and there was 1.6 metres which somebody had kindly put in, and there was enough there to make the Blackwood cardigan. So I've done that, and I've made the same length as I usually do, which is the standard length. I'll show you the picture on the actual pattern. So it was this version here that I've made. I've omitted the pockets. I never usually put the pockets on, I just prefer not to have them on. I've made the size medium, and I've then taken 2 inches off the hemband and the neckband, just so the cardigan is slightly shorter, because I just prefer that length on me, and I've done that with every single one that I've made. Now this particular pattern, Helen's Closet have now brought it out with lots of larger sizes and that kind of thing. So mine is the original pattern, so I made the size medium. I don't actually know what size that would be on the pattern that she has now brought out. When it says medium on here, it says it's an 8 to 10 with a bust of a 35 to 36.5 inches, waist of 28 to 29 inches and hips of 37 to 38.5 inches. Now my waist is a 29, I'm a 34 bust and a 41 inch hip, so the medium 8 to 10 fits me perfectly, just so you know on my sort of frame what size it is as such. So I'll stand back so you can see it in a bit better detail, and I'll take the cardigan off as well. So that's the length on me, just quite a nice length. And this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely quality jersey, and I had no problem sewing up on my overlocker all the way throughout. I've just used white thread, as I've only got navy blue and white, so I thought white would look better. And I'll take it off so you can see my Ogden cami then. I'm really pleased with this fabric. I think it goes really well together with that because of this colour in this heart here. So I've made the size 4 with the Ogden cami, so that's the Ogden cami there. And the size 4 is for a bust of 34, a waist of 28 and a hip of 36. Now I'm a 41 inch hip, but the fact is this doesn't go all the way down to your widest part, does it? So I don't think obviously that matters. I just wanted to go with the bust and waist size, which is spot on for me, near enough. Yeah, because in the past I have made one that's slightly bigger and it was way too big. So this one, if you watched my vlog on when I did the tutorial on how to make the Ogden cami, I made the size 4, but I used the standard 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and I just found there was a lot of gape around the sides, particularly on that type of fabric that I used. This is a rayon, I believe, or a cotton lawn. It might be a cotton lawn, sorry. And I've done 5/8 of an inch throughout, and I just find that that has fitted me a lot better around here. Yeah, it doesn't show my bra at all, and I've got a bra which actually has straps on. Yeah, so I'm really, really pleased with how it's turned out. I mean, it's obviously not season appropriate whatsoever, but wearing it with a Blackwood cardigan is absolutely fine. I will wear this in the summer. So I'll just stand back so you can see the length of this. So yeah, just to there. So you can see it's not on my widest part, which is there. Again, just fits so nicely, and I like the fact it's really close around there and there's no gaping, which obviously the gaping issue I had with my other one. So yeah, really pleased with that. Okay, then I'll just pop on my last make for you. Okay, so my last make then is the Freya pinafore by Simply Sewn magazine. So this is it here. So I've just done this full length pinafore dress, which has crossover straps at the back. And they are clasped with 2 buttons on the inside. Now you may have seen this dress already because I have done a full review on it on my previous vlog, because it was for the hashtag Swaps Share Sew challenge. I think that's the right way around, which was hosted by Rosy of Rosy Sews Modern Vintage and Jayne of Loopy Mabels Closet. And basically you were paired up with another sewer whereby you exchanged a haberdashery package and you chose a pattern for each to make, and you then use those notions that were sent to you on your garment. So I did that, and there were prizes to be won, and I just want to say thank you ever so much to everybody who gave me feedback on my dress. It was really, really nice to read all your comments, so thank you ever so much. I really do like this dress, and I have worn it a lot. And the amazing thing was I actually won a prize, which was fantastic. So I won Best Garment, and my prize was a £25 gift voucher from Girl Charlie, which was amazing. So I have purchased some fabric and I've got it cut out already to make the Tilly and the Button Zadie dress. So I will be showing that on a future vlog, hopefully. And then I also won £25 to spend at Crafty So-and-So in Leicester, which was also amazing because I used their fabric and I tagged them on the make. I was selected to be a winner for the month of November, which was just absolutely amazing. So I've bought some fabric from them as well already, and I am planning on making the South Bank sweater dress, and I was hoping to have that finished by the time I got this vlog uploaded, but I haven't had time to do that. I have altered the pattern. Anyway, I won't go into that now because that is going to be for a future vlog. So I'll just show you this anyway. So if you want to see it in 100% more detail and hear about all the construction of it, that kind of thing, then hop on to my previous vlog and you'll see it on there. So it's a pinafore style dress, like I say, nice fitted bodice. It has a waistband, so it does bring you in at the waist, which is really nice. It's got these lovely thick straps, which cross over at the back. I'll stand back so you can see it better. So it's got a lovely A-line skirt, pockets on the front, and then at the back you'll see that it crosses over. It's quite a high waist, but it sits on your natural waist, really nice. Really comfortable. It has an invisible zip just down here. And then the straps, they are clasped inside with buttons, which are functional buttons. So there is buttonholes on the straps as well. But I just tend to undo the zip and put this dress on and off over my head, which is absolutely fine. So that was amazing to win those prizes. So thank you ever so much to everybody who was involved in that challenge. And it was great to see everybody else's makes as well. So if you search that hashtag on Instagram and on YouTube, you'll come across everybody else's makes. So really, really pleased with this dress. And the fabric from Crafty So-and-So, I highly recommend this stretch needle cord. It's so comfortable, really good quality. And I have lined this one with some lining fabric, which I picked up whilst at Sobrum at Barry's, and I've used my usual bias bound hem method and also used bias binding around the facing section on the inside as well. So I used the notions that my partner sent me, which was Yelena of Sew Projects, and again I'll link her details down below because she actually produces kits to make knickers, so if that's something that you're interested in, then check her out. And I use rick-rack trim around the bodice and along the pockets, and then these little flowers just on there. I'm definitely going to make this dress again, as I think it would be nice to wear in the summer in a slightly thinner material, maybe like a chambray or something like that. The size I made was a size, I think it was a 12. Yeah, a 12, because that was the closest to my waist measurement, and that fitted perfectly, so I've done no alterations to it. I have found that maybe the waist is slightly gapey at the back, but there's room for me to wear, you know, a thicker top underneath, and it's nice not to have it too tight because obviously there's lots of room as well. So yeah, really pleased with this. It's the first time I've used a pattern out of the Simply Sewing magazine. I've got quite a few of them in my stash, so I wouldn't hesitate to make one of their patterns again. So then for the rest of this month, we're now on the 2nd of December, and I'm taking part in Vlogmas, which is going to be, it's actually being hosted by Laura of the Specky Seamstress, and again I'll link her details down below as well for you. And basically she's accumulated a lot of us sewing vloggers here on YouTube to take part in Vlogmas, because quite a few of us have never done it before, and also I haven't got time, like a lot of the other sewers, to do a Vlogmas, a daily vlog basically throughout the month of December. I just haven't got the time to do that. So I thought it would be great to just do one day to take part in like this Vlogmas tour. So Laura of the Specky Seamstress has already kicked it off with day 1. So you'll be seeing people put one up every day of different sewing vloggers. So if you want to check out Laura's vlog, she has listed everybody who is taking part in it. And I think I'm on day 13, so my vlog will be uploaded on day 14, I believe. It'll be a Wednesday that I'm filming on, so I'm really, really excited to take part in that. I mean, I'm not the most excitable person to have a day-to-day kind of vlog anyway, but I hope it's something different for you, just to see what I get up to, as it will be a standard week day for me. So you know, the school run and just bitting and bobbing basically. So yeah, please do join me on my little jaunt, and then I do want to come back to you with another couple of vlogs for this month as well, because I have been buying some fabric and some new patterns. So I've got some patterns and fabric pairings that I've put together, which I'll bring a vlog to you to show you what I have bought. And also I just want to give you an update of what I've got on my sewing list for the rest of this winter then, because there are a few things that I was hoping to get done for this vlog and I haven't managed to do that. I think my list was way too long and a bit too ambitious really, but then for the rest of the winter I have got some other bits that I want to get done by the end of December, and then I'll carry them over into the new year. So my Make 9, I think there will be a couple of items that I just won't manage to get done, unfortunately. I mean, my Chloe coat, I haven't even started on that yet, but I have bought some fabric to make the toile. So that is something that I want to get on with as soon as I can. I probably won't really start it in December, to be honest. I think it might be a bit of a challenge to get that done. I don't want to rush it, even the toile, because it's going to be a wearable toile. So I'll show you that in my fabric and pattern pairing video. Yeah, so that's it really for today's vlog. Hope it's not been, again, too long for you. I tend to try and cram in quite a bit because I don't vlog obviously weekly. Next year I might try and do it in smaller chunks and do more regular videos, and then I would like to ask what you would like to see on my channel in the future as well, because I think it'd be nice to come up with something a little bit different. So thank you for tuning in today. Please do like and please do click that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, like I said before. Really nice to have you here with me and supporting my channel. So thank you very much, and I shall see you soon. Bye.